These are the tips that helped me get into PA school on my first try. So let's get right to it. Hey fam, my name is also Fam and my channel is about all things PA. If you are interested in this career field, please consider subscribing. I will be making videos every single week. Tip number 1. You know how you spend all that time formatting your personal statement and making it look perfect? Putting the little indents in front of the paragraphs and making it a nice little font? Yeah, stop that. Do you want to know what PA schools see when you submit your application? They see a big text box. No indentation, no separation of paragraphs. It's just a giant box filled with your entire essay. So I feel pretty bad for the people that have to read that. Which is why you shouldn't make it way too long and fill it with unnecessary details. Instead, focus on the content of your essay. Make it grab the reader's attention because they're going to be looking at a boring piece of paper. So make sure that your writing style is captivating and get to the point as eloquently and as efficiently as you can. You may have a minor typo here and there, but you want it to be as perfect as possible with no typos at all. Number 2. The first thing you should do to prepare yourself for CASPA is to open an account. But don't wait till you're ready to apply to PA school. Go ahead and create one way before you're ready. That way you can start getting familiar with how the CASPA process works, and you can even input some information that can even be forwarded for the next application cycle. Not only that, you can even start working on your personal statement. You should have a good idea of what you're going to say in your personal statement or have a rough draft going even before you're ready to apply to CASPA. Some people even have their finalized version by the time they're ready to apply. They don't open an account and then start working on their personal statement. They already have it ready beforehand. Number 3, put in just as much effort as you would for your personal statement on the experience section as well. When you're writing about your experiences and the things you have done, don't write it like a resume with bullet points. Try to give them complete sentences. Paint them a picture of what it is that you did. The more they read this, the more they're learning about you. So give them your best writing sample and try to show them the type of person that you are. Number 4, apply early in the cycle. If CASPA opens up in April, don't wait till December to apply to your first school. Try to prepare ahead of time so that you can apply as early as the application cycle opens. Some schools are rolling admissions, which means that they can be first come, first serve. So if you apply before the majority of the other candidates do, you have a higher chance of possibly getting in. Again, it all depends on what kind of an applicant you are and your stats, obviously, but you increase your chances that way. Number 5, send your GRE scores to the schools if they require it. So some schools will want you to send it directly to CASPA, and they're good with that. However, certain schools will ask you to send the GRE scores directly to the school, not to CASPA, but to the actual school themselves. So make sure that you're reading the requirements and you're understanding everything that you have to do. Sometimes people miss these little steps, and if the schools don't have time to reach out to you and let you know, or if you miss their emails, then there you go, you haven't met the requirements and you are rejected. So always make sure that you're reading all the fine print and you're sending GRE scores to where they need to go. Number 6, order your transcripts very early on. As soon as you have opened your account, start requesting your transcripts from all the schools you have ever attended. If you attended a college back in high school when you were doing dual enrollment, mention that. Any and all colleges you have ever attempted, no matter how many classes you took or what your grades are, you have to mention them on this section. Not only that, CASPA requires, and PA schools require, that you send your transcript, your official transcript, to CASPA. So if you've been to multiple colleges, it benefits you to get this started as soon as you can. Plus, if you can afford to do so, go ahead and order an official transcript from each colleges that you have ever attended and send that to yourself. Because you want to have access to your official transcript when you are entering all your school grades into that transcript section. That way everything matches up perfectly and you won't get any more delays when it comes to getting verified. Number 7, get your letter of recommendations done early. So CASPA requires you to ask for at least 3 letters of recommendations, but you only need to submit 2 for you to apply. So the third recommendation, if you don't actually have it, that's fine, but you do need to have 2 legitimate letters of recommendation uploaded to your account. So I speak from experience when I say, ask for your letter very early on. 2 of my people had a 2-year heads up, One of them had a 1-year heads up and the other one had a 6 months heads up. So when it was time for me to start applying to schools, 3 months before I opened my CASPA account, I gave them another reminder. And then I sent them monthly reminders of the deadline that I needed the letters by. Majority of the letters were totally fine and I had no problem, except I really had a difficult time with one of my letters. At this point, you have to understand that these people are doing you a favor and you have to be patient and you can't be pushy because then they might not want to write you that letter. So you have to be kind and you have to do your best to just gently remind them, hey, I really need this favor. If you could please help me out. So eventually I did get my letter from that last person, but it took me an excruciating 4 months. 4 months of emailing and just really asking very nicely, and it was just a nightmare that I could have avoided if I had more time to ask another person for that letter. So make sure that you're very clear about what you want, when you want it, and whether they're willing to commit to writing you this amazing letter. Number 8. So before you're ready to apply to PA school, make sure that you have some sort of savings built up because you're gonna need money to apply to multiple schools, and you don't want to just apply to one school because then you don't have a pretty high chance of getting it. What you want to do is you want to apply to multiple schools, but don't just apply to any random schools. Do your research and see which schools you meet the minimum requirements for and which schools you truly see yourself going to. Because it makes no sense for you to apply to a school in New York and you never want to go to New York. Then that's not a good fit. Not only that, you want to read all the minimum requirements and make sure that you qualify to apply to that school. You have to understand that CASPA is a system. All CASPA does is allow you to apply to PA school. CASPA isn't going to go through your requirements and make sure, oh, she missed this one, or oh, they are not eligible for this school. CASPA isn't going to do that. It is your responsibility as an applicant to figure out where you're able to go and where you're not qualified to apply to. So don't go applying to schools that you have no chance in because you're wasting money, your energy, your time, and your effort. Number 9. CASPA is based on an honor system, so they're not going to go verify whether your experiences are true or not. Dishonesty is unacceptable. So don't exaggerate your experiences, don't lie about your hours, and try your best not to miscategorize anything. So if you have healthcare hours, make sure that you're putting that in that category instead of patient care hours. If you have shadowing hours, make sure that you're putting that under shadowing and not volunteering, unless you did volunteer. So just be honest and explain what you did and show them the type of person that you are and what experiences you truly had. Number 10, be aware of verification time. If the deadline for a school is August 1st, then make sure that you submit your application at least 4 to 6 weeks before that. That way, at least you'll be verified 2 weeks before the deadline. It's up to you if you want to submit your application early or not, but at least everything will go very smoothly if you already have it all verified. With that in mind, make sure that after you submit, you are very vigilant on CASPA and you're checking your application status pretty frequently. You want to make sure that it's not incomplete, they're not asking you to resend your transcript, they're not asking you to edit anything on the transcript section, and that your application status is exactly where you want it to be. Alright fam, so those are all the tips that I personally used to get into PA school on my first try. Hopefully you found some of these tips helpful as well. If you did, please let me know, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.